Hey you, let's get into a message for today. Let's see what collectively is going on and who needs some guidance. Stick around. Come on, what's going on? Seven of Pentacles, right, let's see if it's going to come out. But I do have a feeling this might be for those of you who finally made some sort of decision to walk away from some sort of unfulfilling situation. Unfulfilling situation. Six of Cups is coming out. But you might still be a little bit nostalgic because, yeah, with the Seven of Pentacles, it feels like you've invested a lot of your energy or your time or even money maybe for some of you. And that's why it feels like, you know, you struggle to let it go. Yeah. You're holding on to something here. Nine of Wands. With the Four of Pentacles, the Seven of Pentacles, and Six of Cups. So with this energy, it feels that a lot of you in this collective, you might find yourself to be a little bit stuck energetically on some sort of connection. You feel like, you know, you've invested a lot of time, energy, feelings, also healing. Maybe you did try to heal with this person. For some of you, maybe you've been on some sort of journey together. But with this Nine of Wands as well, what I'm kind of picking up is like, it feels that is the end of this lesson. Like, you know, that the person, this connection, this past connection, despite of your fond feelings and despite of your memories or fondness of it, you know, it feels like, you know, you're arriving at the end of it. Like, you know, with this Nine of Wands, this is like end of difficult path, end of fighting, and it feels like, you know, you've took all your lessons out of it. Yeah, and with the Seven of Pentacles, like, you know, you've there is some sort of spiritual lesson in all of this for you as well. And I feel having Queen of Wands coming out next to it and the Emperor showed up as well. So I feel with this, like, you know, the lesson in all of that was to recognize your own power, to see how much would you allow other people to steal from you or to rob you from your energy. Also, that was a big lesson for you to learn to respect your energy as well. Like, you know, with this Four of Pentacles, it means, you know, boundaries. That's a big boundaries card. So maybe, you know, with this, it taught you, it pushed you into, you know, your own personal growth, and also taught you how to stand up for yourself, you know, with this Emperor, how to take charge of your own reality. With this Queen of Wands, on the other hand, I feel like this refers to you having, and also Queen of Cups is looking at me, and fuck my life, there's King of Wands here too. Oh my God, that kind of sidetracked me as well, because yeah, I had the Devil as well and the High Priestess before I forget about it. So it feels with this that a lot of you has been holding on to something here, like, you know, in a loving, energetical sense. Like, you know, you've been really clinging on to some kind of energy that was wounding you, like, you know, that was causing you a lot of pain. And also, like, you know, with this, I'm noticing death and strength on the bottom, and there's a Chariot too, with Justice. Wow, okay, so some of you finally gathered some sort of courage in here as well, and maybe, like, you know, there was some sort of truth that has been uncovered, or maybe some kind of legal matters for some of you that came clear or came to an end as well, having this death. And with this Chariot, it feels like, you know, there's a change of direction in your life, and it has a lot to do with you looking beast in the mouth, like, as well with the strength and justice. So as well, a lot of you had to confront somebody about some truth, and as well standing up for yourself. Yeah, having this Emperor here, King of Wands, Queen of Wands. But I feel as well with these two, I feel like the moment you reclaim your throne, reclaim your power, claim back what's yours, and claim all the energy that you sort of spend and overgiven to other people, I feel the moment that happens, like, you know, and also with this Devil here and High Priestess, so I feel the moment you listen to your intuition, and also, like, you know, with this Devil, like, get rid of the chains that bind you. Like, you know, let's not forget, you know, the chains on that Devil card, and those people they are loose, they are always free to go. They choose to stay under the spell of a devil. Which also I'm kind of hearing that, you know, a lot of you in this collective, you might have been hanging up to some connection and some person, like, you know, based on empty promises, based on empty words. There's just a lot of emptiness in here that, you know, that you've been holding on to, hoping for it to grow, hoping for something to come out of this. You were hoping that if you're gonna be patient enough, if you gonna be loving enough, that, you know, you're going to turn this person around. But there's like an element of toxicity to some sort of connection in your life that you've been holding on to, and it's time to let it go. And also with this High Priestess, deep inside of yourself, you know it. And the moment as well you let go of this toxic devil, the moment you let go of something that you really have to work hard for it to work, like, you know, this is going to be one of those connections. The moment you do that, and the moment you tune into your intuition and allow your intuition to take forth, it feels that something really loving and rightfully aligned with you is going to arrive in your life. Like, you know, a connection in which you're going to be recognized and you're going to be seen for who you are. A place where you're not going to have to tame your fire. Place and person as well, like, you know, where you're going to be taking control, but not like... you will be allowed, like I said, coming back to this, being yourself. Like, there's this big element of you maybe previously not being allowed to be yourself and you, with the full passion and the full fire. So I feel like, you know, a lot of you might have tried to play it small in some way, or maybe you tried to mold yourself in something just to please somebody else, or not so much please, but to make other person like you or love you or stay with you or be interested in you. But I feel like there's like a big change of direction for a lot of you, and a lot of you is letting go of something here. You're having this death and this 9 of Wands, which I feel like it speaks of you arriving at the end of a certain path and a certain road in here. Right, I am going to dive a little bit deeper, but the rest of it, the longer version, is going to be posted on my YouTube. Right, we're going to finish it on here for now. Right, and in the meantime, let's dive a little bit deeper into this. I would like to have a little bit more confirmation on the connection that you're leaving behind. Can we get a little bit more to define this for my collective? 10 of Pentacles with the Knight of Cups. Ace of Swords and the Moon. So yeah, I feel like this really speaks of, oh God, yeah, and with this 10 of Pentacles coming out as first. So I feel this definitely refers to the connection that you really invested in a lot. A place where you thought you build in your home, like, you know, and with this Moon, it feels like a lot of you have discovered some sort of truth. You found something out that, you know, challenged your views on that, challenged your views whether you actually are in that right place that is leading you home, that is helping you build that home. I feel like, you know, a lot of you discovered certain truth and some illusion kind of fell off. Like, you know, with the Star as well, I feel like, you know, this is in a way like a big blessing in disguise. You know, it might feel horrible about what you've learned and, you know, the truth that you've uncovered about somebody. But in a longer run, like, you know, it feels like with this, a Knight of Swords is jumping out. So it feels like this was necessary for you. Like, you know, this was all happening as it's supposed to. Like, you know, the air is finally clearing for you. Like, you know, bringing with this, like, you know, everything that you hoped for and wished for. And also with that, like, you know, even if things might be feeling a little bit like, you know, like you've lost your ground. Yeah, like you've lost your ground, like you've lost your security. But in fact, like, you know, all of that is... all of that is helping you to open your mind, to open your heart, and to gain a new perspective and new understanding of, you know, the path that you have ahead. It's like, you know, all the illusions are being stripped out. Like I said, there's this truth coming out to the light. There's no way you can live under this illusion anymore. Because all of that you had, you know, with this person was just an illusion. Because in fact, you know, where you were thinking that, you know, you are building something solid and that you are building a home, where in fact it was, you know, this was the truth under that illusion. You know, you were left in a cold. You weren't really feeling like you are in this energy of everything. You were feeling like, you know, something was missing, you know, and that was that intuition of yours, that something was missing, something wasn't really 100% aligned with you. And by listening to that voice and coming out of this confusing energy, and like I said, looking that beast in the mouth and finding that courage and strength to walk away, to end something here, like, you know, you opened the channel to attract something more aligned with you and something rightful. Yeah, the Fool kind of jumped out at me with the 3 of Swords and 10 of Wands. So I feel like, you know, this heartbreak, this burdens, this heavy weight that you've been carrying, like, you know, I feel like a lot of you finally going to have a chance to put this behind you. And I feel it has a lot to do with some sort of new connection enter in your life. Right, okay, so can I just get a card on this new connection, please, Spirit, for my collective? Oh my God. Yeah, Five of Wands, Knight of Wands, Five of Wands, Five of Swords, Knight of Wands, Four of Wands. So when it comes to this new connection, I feel like with this person, like, you know, you're going to be able to talk through about all the conflict that you went through and all the battles that you had to face, and like, you know, and I feel it's going to put you in a very light kind of energy, like, you know, where you're going to feel finally like heard, and you're not going to feel like a burden, and you're not going to feel like, you know, your desires and your feelings are too much. And you know, you're going home as well with this 11, like, you know, Four of Wands card. I feel a lot of you are finally meeting that life partner, I want to say, like, you know, somebody who is truly aligned with you and who truly wants to create that union and that home with you. My God, there's the Empress on the bottom and we have the Emperor. So this is yet again confirmation of this alignment of the moment you let go of something that you know deep inside of yourself you had to fight for too much, because for whatever's aligned with you and whatever's rightful for you. Oh my God, Hierophant just jumped out when I was trying to put my deck down. So whenever you choose to let go of something that isn't truly aligned with you and something that is not coming in for you, or fighting for people who are not fighting back, one moment you kind of realize that, hold on a second, like, you know, I don't want to fight for anything that isn't aligned with me, and the moment you let go of it, you invite in a real energy, you're inviting real commitment. But it all starts with you first committing to yourself, committing to you not putting up with anything that is below your energy, with anything that you feel is costing you too much, if you know what I mean. Like, you know, that person in your life and coming into your life should match your efforts, should match your interest. You shouldn't have to feel like, you know, you have to work very hard. Right, I'm gonna grab a confirmation from the Guardian of the Night tarot for this message, please, Spirit. Is there anything else you would like me to confirm for the person watching this? The Empress again. Wow. Hold on, let me just finish this. Yeah, so we have the Empress, we have the Sun, Eight of Cups, Five of Wands, Five of Swords, Death is here again, and Six of Wands. So this definitely confirms the energy of like needing to leave something behind, like with this Eight of Cups, something that wasn't fulfilling you emotionally, like what anything that, like I said, it's making you, putting you in this energy of fight and conflict. It needs to go. You know, you need to turn your back on this, because the moment you do, you invite in the Sun, you invite in the clarity, you invite in success with the Six of Wands, like, you know. But with this Death, like, you know, don't be afraid, and looking at the Strength again, like, you know, don't be afraid to say goodbye to things and people that, you know, they're not coming with you, because with this Empress as well, which I feel confirms your energy, you know, you are everything, really. You know, you are a whole package, and don't let anybody believe you otherwise. You have a lot to give, and you want somebody who comes and matches that. You don't want to keep giving away, you know, and you don't want to be chasing either energies that don't want you, basically. Like, you know, just read the signs and just be open to these red flags. Everything is there. Nine of Cups is coming out. Seven of Pentacles, the Fool again, double confirmation for a lot of you are finally putting some chapter. Page of Pentacles, which I feel this is like some sort of offer. Some of you might be receiving, like, you know, an invitation to go out somewhere or to meet, accepted. Like, you know, this is like an offering of something new in here. Queen of Cups again. So this definitely speaks of you needing to listen to your heart and tune into your heart center, and remember that, you know, you've got a lot to offer and you've got a lot to give. Nine of Cups, which I feel like it speaks of you wanting that happiness for yourself, and with the Seven of Pentacles, and you've worked for that happiness, and this is the second time Seven of Pentacles is coming out, which I feel refers to you putting in a lot of work. And maybe even something that comes through previously, you know, you might have, like, you've been the person that really was the one putting in a lot of work in connections. You were the one trying to make it work, patch it up, like, you know, like building, like literally the spiders building these webs. You were the one doing all of that. And what kind of came through as well, like it's not my saying, like, you know, I did see it before, like a quote, but I'm not gonna probably quote it properly. But there was something about that, you know, when you have that immense love in yourself, which obviously is confirmed here twice by Queen of Cups, when you have that immense love about yourself and this big heart, you very often love for two people, literally. So whenever you previously, like, you know, felt very much in love, or you felt like, you know, something was, you know, right for you, I feel like, you know, a lot of you in here, like, you know, just because of your powerful heart, you made it happen. You created all of this, you know, with your big heart, with your, you know, amazing imagination. You made it all happen, but without you putting all the effort, things don't seem to work. That's what I'm kind of picking up as well. So reclaim that energy back into yourself, and, like, you know, and really kind of recalibrate and think about, like, hold on a second, have you really been receiving back what you've been giving out? If you haven't, you know what you need to let go of. You know what you need to let go of. 10 of Wands is here again. So this is the end of path of you carrying all the weight by yourself. It's enough of you just blaming yourself for everything that went wrong ever in previous connections. Like, you know, people were not giving back to you equally. Yeah, Two of Swords, you were really blinded, like, you know, and you didn't really see the whole truth. Knight of Swords, which I feel refers to High Priestess is here again, which I refers to this communication. There's some sort of invitation, message of some sort in common, like, you know, something that's going to help you realize, like, you know, that you are, yeah, Magician and High Priestess. That you are very powerful, that you've got certain energy about yourself and certain light about yourself that, you know, very often people come into your life to steal, to rob you of. And it's your job to protect it. It's your job to invest it in places. You're looking at Hierophant again. It's your job to invest it in places that you choose, not other people choose for you. Like, you know, you choose, you take in charge, because you've got the intuition and you've got the power. Like, you know, you are connected. Like, you know, you are literally like this conductor, literally in between the light and dark, like between night and day. Like, you know, you are like this master of silver lining. I don't know what that comes through and what that even means. I never heard that before. Anything else from this tarot? The Chariot, Knight of Pentacles. So I feel this refers to things maybe previously, you know, moving very slowly in your life, but having Chariot showing up. I feel like, you know, events will be picking up a pace. Things will be picking up a pace in your life. I feel like I want to grab confirmation from Mystic Roses. I've got like two decks mixed up together, but this is just how I like to use them. Anything else, Spirit, please, from this deck? Like, you know, I felt called to grab it for some reason, and I haven't touched it in a while. For those special few of you who are still here, still watching the full video, is there anything from this deck? Okay. Yeah, I feel like it's already confirming what I've just been talking about you needing to put some stuff behind before you open yourself up to this new... Yeah, conflict card was the first one, then a coffee cup. Then we had a coffin. Addiction. Ugh, love card came out. Sword and Rose, Ascending, Lost in Time. I feel like a lot of you have lost a lot of time precisely to something here, like to living in some sort of conflict and also waiting, like, you know, there's this waiting. And also with the addiction card, I feel like a lot of you, whatever pain and heartbreak you've been going through, you know, it made you emotionally so destroyed that, you know, the only way for you to deal with it, and also that's going to be for a very specific part of you, in order for you to deal with it, like, you know, you had to numb yourself through different substances, maybe maybe for some of you as well, like, you know, the reason things have not worked out with the person that, you know, you've been, you know, love as always here, so the person that, you know, you've been holding these big feelings for, but you know that it's time to let it go with this coffin card and lost. It feels that, you know, maybe even the person in question here had some sort of addictions, like, you know, that made it impossible for the two of you to come together. But, you know, in that sense, it's also time for you to let them go. It's also time for you to look at your own journey and look at your own path. Because I feel like, you know, when it comes to the person that a lot of you have been waiting for, they've got a lot of healing and a lot of lessons still to learn, and they can't keep dragging you on this ride with them. Yeah, there's revelation, clarity, and truth, determination. So I feel like, speaking of this truth, for a lot of you will be coming to light, and that, yeah, the World card is speaking at me as well from the tarot deck. So I feel this speaks of closing out a certain cycle in here, like, you know, because it's time, like, you know, it feels like a lot of time has passed for a lot of you, in waiting room, in this waiting room, and these excuses that you were finding out of, this love that you feel for. But most importantly, like, you know, look at that self-love and look at that living in truth, because, you know, for you, this is the most important thing, because you are an honest, truthful person. And also with this ascending card, you are going through some major glow up here right now, and you are elevating, and it feels like the person that you might have been waiting for in here, like, you know, they are not ready to step up, and you keep moving forward, and, you know, it feels like there's a lot of things awaiting you. And also this coffee cup, I feel like, when it comes to this invitation, this message that I've mentioned previously, it might come from a completely unexpected person, and it feels like you should accept it, like, you know, you should accept this new path, and try to kind of build new friendships, and just to elevate yourself a little bit and help yourself with that ascending. And like I said, pour this love mostly into yourself. And when it comes to the person you've been waiting for, like, you know, love them from the distance. But I feel a lot of you, just looking at the death, kind of came out twice, and there's this ending here and coffin. So I feel a lot of you have to put something to rest here. Like, you know, it's been a long time, and it's time for a new beginning. It's time to open that new door and lead with truth, clarity, and welcome true love into your life. Right, okay, I hope that helps. Love you. Bye.